How the heck are you, everybody? I'm Fastidious. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to not a Watcher of Realms video. Welcome to a Dragon Heir Silent Gods video. So some of you guys may remember this game dropped on my birthday back in September. So I thought, what better way to celebrate my birthday than to start a new game? I gave it a quick shot. I streamed it twice. Here we are. And I figure if I'm going to give it a good, proper shot, well, look on your screen. We have got to bring the Dragon Heir lover herself, the Dragon Heir expert, IvyLee. You want to say hi, Ivy?
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Totally my pleasure. And let me tell you guys, behind the scenes, Ivy has been telling me to get on this game since we first were chatting again when I started playing Watcher of Realms. You really love this game, right, Ivy?
Yeah, I've been playing it for a while. It's gone through a lot of changes, and I think at the end of the day, I love how it is, even though it's a little quirky. It's definitely not a typical gacha, but I kind of like that, and it's beautiful. So lots of things to like.
Awesome. Well, we are going to have to get into that because I think in this video we're going to go over the key things in Dragon Heir that you like even more than in Watcher of Realms. First, I do want to say this is a sponsored video, guys. The link to download the game is going to be in my description, and you can join this really fun D&D inspired game, Dragon Heir Silent Gods. Also, of course, it is definitely worth mentioning, not only is it D&D inspired, but it now officially does have collaborations with Dungeons & Dragons itself. Maybe you can speak on that very quickly, Ivy. I know they just finished their first collaboration with D&D where they had the character Drist enter the game. That was probably pretty fun, right?
Yeah, that's what I have on the screen right now is this amazing character, and Guinevere the Panther. So very cool to bring a big lore hero into the universe. And they are going to do this every season. So every season there should be an official collab bringing in even more. So I love collaborations in games, and this is a pretty cool one. And they look pretty badass, let's be honest.
It's also feels like a really natural collaboration. Like sometimes when you have one game collaborating with another, but this is like it's inspired by D&D and now it's collaborating with D&D. I think that's really cool. And along with Driz, they also added this crazy guy, Heir to the Balor. So if you want, click my link and you can join D&D Legends in Dragon Heir today. All right, so let's get right into it. I think before we talk about the things you love so much about Dragon Heir in comparison to Watcher of Realms, let's maybe talk about what it is that got you into Dragon Heir, what your Dragon Heir story is like. I know you've been playing for quite a while, right, Ivy?
Yeah, it's actually been a long time. I think I've been playing over 8 months now, actually. I looked at my last video post. So I actually was approached by them over a year ago, like a year and a half ago, via email. And they asked me to play, and they said they had a beta going on. And I was like, oh, I'm too busy right now. It was when I started playing Eternal Evolution, actually, at the time. It was like forever ago. And so I was like, oh, I'm too busy, but maybe in the future, your game looks beautiful. Like they only had PDFs. The game wasn't even out yet in beta. And it looked beautiful then. And I started playing more at the beginning of the year, just at the end of their closed beta 1. And the closed beta 1 was completely different. No seasons, very different summoning structure, different rewards. Everything felt very different. The heroes were so different. Like summoners were the best heroes in the game, and now they're the worst. But lots of things have changed. But then I played fully a whole season of closed beta 2. Which we call season 0. So I'm on my second season of my account. And yeah, that's kind of where we are now. We're on season 1, which is my season 2.
Excellent. So I think people are going to see why I wanted to bring you in. Like, that's crazy. You've been there for the entire ride. All right. So I guess I want to ask you one more question, then let's hop into it. What do you think it is that has drawn you to the game so much since you hopped on when it was just PDFs, and then that got you so excited? Actually, maybe this is a nice transition because I think I know what you're going to say, that you love so much about it. Maybe people just do that. So what is?
Yeah, exactly. The style and the graphics. Like literally, if a PDF of like a PowerPoint presentation caught my attention, I knew it was like it drew me in instantly. The style looked amazing. And you know, as people who played other games that we don't need to mention, just kidding, we all love the dark fantasy thing, and it was so hard at the time to find a good game that had good dark fantasy graphics that could even compete. And when I saw that spreadsheet, PowerPoint presentation, whatever, or not spreadsheet, but yeah, the PowerPoint, I could not believe it. I'm like, this looks amazing. The graphics look beautiful, and that's what I love. So, number one, I mean, just look at the way the styling is. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And everything too. The characters are just so well done. The animations are really pretty. Even the summoning is pretty cool. Like there's it's not just the characters themselves. The open world is really interesting, and there's some really beautiful spots with like flowing water that is pretty cool. But yeah, I thought the style was fun and different, and when it came to just looking at the characters, I'd be like, they're just so badass. Like and they keep getting better and better every season. Somehow they're like, improve the graphics on in the patch notes, and I'm like, how? They're already amazing.
So is that like improving the graphics in future characters, or they're like going in and the renders are improving?
The renders, like everything about the renders are getting like popping more. The backgrounds change, the colors change.
Wow.
I can't believe how much they've changed since last season. And last season, I thought the graphics were beautiful. Like just the detail that they go into with like the glowing eyes or like this guy's weapon. It's just really, really pretty. I mean, you have to appreciate that, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, when you first told me about the game, that was what caught my eye. Like, I love the graphics in Watcher's Realms as well. But honestly, in general, these dark fantasy ones, like we're talking Raid or Watcher's Realms or now Dragon Heir, like the attention to detail on some of these designs is just remarkable. Even with Raid back in the day, I'm trying to remember, like, was it Udo that had the basket on her back, and like the level, I remember zooming in on that, and I was like, the little tiny things these games put in. And this game, yeah, super beautiful. And I do like that Watcher of Realms and Raid kind of look similar. This kind of has a slightly more maybe like World of Warcraft style graphics to it. I do like it. It's very nice. All right, should we go to the next thing on our list? I know we were discussing the seasons, which is something I kind of want to spend a bit of time on because I do not understand what that is. So many people that watch me might know I'm not the biggest gamer. I'm just the biggest into Watcher of Realms right now, and I get hyper focused on things. But I've never played a game with seasons. I know I've heard of seasons in games like Fortnite and something, but I've actually never played Fortnite. So how does seasons work in a game like this, like a turn-based game like this?
So it's definitely weird. Like the first CBT 1, there was no seasons. And then CBT 2, they brought in seasons and people didn't like it. Some people did, some people didn't. But I feel like they're doing better and better at improving the gameplay. So in this, there is a schedule for every server. Whenever you join your server, if you join a server that's new, you are starting on day 1 of the season, of the current season. So like Clepsydra, Torrent, they have like this reset period, which is really cool. That allows people to rebuild your characters for the first 6 days and reset them, so you can test out people, see who you like, and then choose your final team to continue with.
Does that mean like you could, like you build your character to 60 or something, you could bring them back down to 0 and get the resources back and try? Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
It's amazing because in that time you can take advantage of it. You can go farm the domain to get the resources you're really gonna need. Or you can go farm, pick all the AoE heroes, go farm Goblin, get a bunch of potions, then reset them, go pick something for the guild boss. Like, you could actually take advantage of it and do some smart farming.
I'm trying to picture it in Watcher Realms. Like, you could just build up your marksman, get far in Period 3, unlock power dominance, then go back.
And then reset and get all of their, it was like if you could get their promotions back, if you could get everything back,
That's pretty, I like it. It definitely seems unique, which is, I think for a lot of us that have played a lot of different games, it's nice to have something totally different. And then how long is the season? Is it a couple weeks, a couple months?
It's 30 days. It's 90 days, 80 days, 90 days, something like that. Yeah, I think 3 months.
About 3 months. Okay, cool. And when is season 2? Am I gonna be in time for that?
So, if you start a new account on December 15th, I think is gonna be new season. I'm pretty sure that's what the new season is. Then you can start on a new server for season 2. But if you start before that, you're starting on season 1. So you'll be 3 months behind people starting on season 2. That's one of the weird things, but it's good and bad, right?
So I was planning to start right after we start filming today. Should I wait till December 15th? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, you could always start. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be with the fresh new season content, which makes sense for sponsorship videos, I would say play on your play and get used to it, maybe, or just kind of chill and see if maybe you can restart again on season 2 launch. The day of the season 2 launch, when the new servers go live, start a new account just fresh and go boom, new season, new account, let's go. And that'll make for logical videos for people to follow that are also starting with a new season.
Okay, so that's a great plan. I'm very happy I asked. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably start today. So if anyone's watching this when the video comes out, that's when I'm starting. So I'll list on Discord, I'll write whatever server I joined, but that will just be the warm up. And then I'll start for real on December 15th, I think, which I'm assuming will be like a Christmas season or something fun like that. So that'll be pretty nice. Great. I kind of get it. I kind of don't. Let me ask you one more clarifying
I
question.
mean, there's a lot of questions with seasons, trust me. I made a 40-minute video on it.
So I will link to that for sure in the top and comment of this video, no question, for anyone interested. But so if you want to go to your roster or something, your best hero, like, do they disappear when the season ends?
No,
So,
that's the good part. You get to keep a lot of things, and one of them are your heroes. So like half of these legendaries I got last season, about half of them I got this season. So that's why I've got a lot, but that's because I got a lot of them last season. They were set to level 1, and then you kind of have to go through and build them up. So like also the premium currency things, like if you spend summons and you get a dupe and you get these legendary artifacts, you get to keep all your artifacts. They're not the artifacts all stay. So you start with artifacts, but like gear that you farm from the other dungeons, gear goes away, potions go away.
Wow.
So that's an interesting thing, is like you kind of have to refarm, and that's one of the things that some people are having trouble wrapping their head around. But they're also changing gear sets each season, and they're changing the bosses, and they're kind of, I don't know, I feel like the idea of a season is exciting to me because that initial new game feel, you know, the new account feel, starting a new account, how exciting that is. That is gonna feel like that every season. Every 3 months, it feels like I'm starting a new account again. I choose different people to start with. We fight different bosses, different story, different NPCs to talk to. And it would be weird if you just started on day 1 fighting level 30 NPCs with fully maxed gear. Like, that doesn't make sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I like people restart accounts all the time, so I think it's just you got a different mentality. And I guess it's nice that you get to keep your shiny heroes like this guy right here. So, all right. I think I'll have to get used to it, but it definitely sounds interesting.
It's weird. It's different, but I think once people do it, they'll understand it a little more.
I think that's a nice transition into the final point that we had discussed before we started filming, was that you just said the game in general feels different. You have like this mix of the open world, overworld, and so you want to touch on that a bit?
So instead of just like having a map and clicking to go to a dungeon, I mean, you have to walk to the dungeon. Of course, there's waypoints and like the dungeons, there are direct fast travel too. But I really like that it's a combination of all of that. It's got, you can just directly portal to every dungeon you need to go farm your gear at. It's not like it takes a while. But the story all ties in the dungeons. It makes sense with the lore side of things. And then you can refarm for resources by, if you have nothing to do, you just wander around, gather some new resources, see if you missed any chests. You know, there's treasure maps to find hidden chests. There's side quests that are a little bit complicated to find all the things for. Like, it gives you different things to do besides just clicking one button and going straight to a dungeon and that's it. I kind of like that it's a little bit more involved. It's a different experience.
It's more definitely interactive, and it seems like you're picking up goodies along the way as well, so it's not like just like a tedious way to click through a menu.
You can even talk to the cows.
Wait, let's talk to the cow.
I'm gonna talk to the cows. Yeah, let's talk to a cow. Right, let's do it. So like you communicate with the cow. Hey cow. Hey different guy. But literally, they have a good sense of humor too. I guess that goes along with it's different. It's got story, it's got lore, it's got good sense of humor, and it also has some really touching moments. Like one of my favorite side quests is in this town called Usaris. Uvaris here. There's a really charming side quest that just has a really great story if you actually take the time to listen to it or watch it, read it, whatever. And that really made me appreciate the game more. And then, of course, the reality of the open world is not only, are you just exploring and hearing story, but everything looks so different. Like, you're over here, and it's just like, hey, we're in the mountains, it was cold. You're over here, and it's like typical, kind of foresty. And then when you pop over you take the boat over to the other area, to Dragon Heir, it's got this cute little charming farm town vibe, and lots of sense of humor as well. If I could ever get there, why is it not letting me go to the other portal? But yeah, it has a different feel depending on where you are. Super cute. We've got this like little farmland area somewhere over here.
I guess another thing is as they add more content, they can always just keep expanding the map, which is kind of a nice way to build it out, right?
Yeah, and that's the reality. Is every season is going to have a different map, different gameplay. So next season is actually going to be starting off with water. We're going to get on a boat and we're going to have sea creatures to fight, and it's going to have a totally different feel.
Crazy. It seems very involved. Like definitely. Like
I think they did a
brings you into the story. Awesome. Well, I guess I have to ask you one more question, and this is going to be a total aside, but it's how I wanted to wrap it up. So the wall I hit the first time when I played it, I thought it was beautiful, but and maybe it's because I was reading everything and clicking everything, but it took me so many hours to do the tutorial, like 2.5 hours or something.
I think you just don't look at that as the tutorial, you know, like don't look at just getting to the Child of Chaos fight as a tutorial, you know, because you can. The tutorial is only the very, very beginning, I feel like, when you just get sucked up. I wouldn't look at it that way.
Let me rephrase the question. So as someone who's coming from like a Watcher of Realms raid background, right? Who's into the grinding, it seems like that is delayed somewhat in this game, right?
Yes,
so I think maybe you should set my expectations and set the viewers' expectations. So what is it like? You got to kind of change your mentality, right?
Yeah, definitely change your mentality. You have journey levels that you can only get to each day, and they cap that. So you can grind like a crazy person, fast click through, and in like 4 to 6 hours be done as much as you can for the day. Or you can read things slowly, and it takes maybe 8, 10, 12 hours, honestly. If you really read through things and listen, that's the first day or two of play. I don't think the game is meant to play that way. They want people to play it slowly, enjoy it, read the story. They don't expect people to blast through every day and keep hitting a level cap, keep hitting a level cap. Like, I think the first day is like level 10, and then level 12, and then level 14. Like, there's actually level caps every day, which can turn some people off, but I kind of like it. I feel like when I get level capped, I'm like, okay, now what? Let me go level up my gear, re-gear my heroes, sell some stuff. Oh wait, I'm really low on this one consumable. Let me go get some resources for it. Like, I feel like it's a good way to kind of reset and also make you get off the game and do normal human things, maybe.
Yeah, it also sounds like it'd be a perfect like second game, right? Because it's not going to be completely demanding all your time.
I used to say that, but they added a lot of content. So once you get past the initial time gating, there's a lot to keep up with. So they've added so much, and they do keep you busy. They do keep you busy. So it can be a balance, but they added a lot. You can definitely grind.
All right. Absolutely. Definitely something to look forward to. And I'm definitely going to give the game a proper shot this time. I'll give it at least like a month. So Ivy, thank you so much for hopping on and lending literally endless expertise in this. Like, if I did this video without you, it would have been like, hey, look how pretty it is. So thank you. Any final thoughts you wanted to share?
No, I think people gotta give the game a chance and kind of, I guess, get over the idea of seasons. It's weird, and just see how it feels. Like, play it and see what you really think after a proper shot. And it is SGRA's very first game. They're the developers, so it might not be perfect. It might be a little different, but I think they're improving really well as time goes on, and they're listening to feedback. They put out a big change and nobody liked it, and they reverted it. It was really nice to see them being willing to do that. So
they're listening. That's great.
Yeah.
I guess actually one thing we have to mention is your Dragon Heir content is on a different channel, right? So people
yes,
need to
it
look
is
out
on
for
a
that.
different channel for me.
Okay, so I'll have that link. I'll have the picture of it coming up right now, and I will have that link in the description in the top pinned comment. Alrighty, aside from Ivy and people like Odd One and all these other people loving Dragon Heir, the other thing that kind of was the final push to me wanting to try the game again is they're clearly really invested in this game. When I saw this commercial on Facebook, I couldn't believe the production quality and how heavily they're going in on the marketing, which, yeah, maybe pulling back the curtain, but when you're looking for a new game, it's nice that you're finding one that seems this aggressively interested into promoting itself and being successful. So kind of a silly little commercial here, but definitely very, very entertaining. Definitely, you're going to see when they do all the CGI and stuff, a leveled up version from like Salazar in the grocery store, or Bone Knight if we're thinking back to Raid on the therapist's couch or whatever. You got some dorky little guy here. Here's some snake-eyed guy. I don't even know what's going on. But pretty interesting little thing they're trying to create here, I suppose. Little lizard tongue on the pizza. And now some big baddie. See, to me, this looks very World of Warcraft. I don't know. Maybe because I never played World of Warcraft. I don't know. Definitely seems very that to me. Got some panther guys. I think these are supposed to look like Drizzt's panthers. And then, yeah, there we go. Full little Dungeons and Dragons tiny guy. Now there's your glowing D20. Also, guys, during the event, you can win free D4 skin and D20 skin. You just have to complete the games in conjunction with the D&D collaboration event, and you can absolutely win that. And I should also take this time to say they have a Planewalker summoning event where you can summon specifically to get Drist, which is pretty great. Drizzt Do'Urden, right? Who doesn't love that guy? There you go. This is what I'm talking about, production quality. Like, are we watching Dune or are we watching a commercial? Something like this, I think, really speaks to a game that might be very successful. I don't know. So definitely, I'm excited to give it another shot, and hopefully you guys are going to jump in and join with me. Very cinematic. Look at this leap. Whoever thought that this little guy could leap that far? I certainly didn't. So yeah, guys, join D&D Legends today in Dragon Heir. Going to be a lot of fun. You can get that D4, that D20. You can get that amazing Planewalker summoning event. Get your chance to get Drizzt Do'Urden. It is wrapping up already, but absolutely they're still promoting it until this Friday, December the 8th. So you're going to want to get in there and check out all that amazing stuff. And guys, I would be remiss not to mention just how cross-platform Dragon Heir Silent Gods really is. It is available on Mac, Windows, Steam, Epic, and both mobile platforms, Android and iOS. I do want to say one more time, if you want to join the game and play with me, I'm going to be hopping on today. Maybe I'll even stream it. We'll have to see. The link will be in the description of the video, as well as the top pinned comment. All that being said, thank you so much, Ivy. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you like it, comment. Let me know what you think of this game. Let me know if you're excited to see more Dragon Heir Silent Gods content. Subscribe, share it with your mother, and I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.